Hey y'all. So you gonna tell me what Sutton said, and if that what Sutton said is so dark, I'm very confused. Unless it was more to that story, you had to tell me something, Crystal. You have to say something. People and watch what happened live. Did she even just confirm or deny that statement that Sutton said, or add more to details? Because I'm confused. Hey, what's up, y'all? My name is Tom Mizzle. That's my channel, Mr. 14, and I'm back doing a review of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Season 12, Episode 5, in Hot Water. I'm not going to discuss everything in this episode because everything wasn't really necessary to talk about. So I'm going to talk about certain things that really pop out and briefly talk about some of the stuff. And then what I really mainly want to talk about was this comment. All right? So the things that we could brush through, like Lisa Renna, rest in peace to her mother, Lois. As she lived to 93 years old. It was really great. She lived a long life. She was very happy. You could tell she was very prideful. She was very joyful. She would be happy to be around with. And she liked to have fun. And that's the energy you like to have. Like, I love to have fun. I like to smile. I like to have a good time. So I appreciate the energy that she gave me. Even some of the clips that Lisa was showing about her mother shows that she really is a good time. So I know it's hurtful to even lose a lost one, especially your parents, because you don't want to see them lose, but you know things happen. Because parents don't want to be gone before their children, and you don't want to lose your parents. So it's like you don't want no loss to happen, but eventually stuff happens. So that's part of life. It's a cycle, and that's just so you have to live each moment to the fullest. Live to each moment to your family, your friends, whoever you consider your family, whoever you consider your friends, your life, your partner, your children, anything you just find fulfillment, enjoyment from, a joyousness from, enjoy the moment. All right. So that was that. Then we saw that Garcelle has bought a beach house. She want to have something she could own to have for future generations. So she buying this beach house. I think she gonna renovate the beach house, get a great, and she want to have it for her future generations, for her kids and maybe her grandkids. And so to show something that she can leave a legacy behind and have with her children and grandchildren to enjoy. It is a beach house, a beach property. It's a great investment. So I'm happy for that. And she said she's the youngest of, I think, four sisters and two brothers, so six children, and she's the youngest of six. So it's like, oh wow, that's nice. And she's had talked to, I think, her third oldest sister, and they have a good time. They don't see each other as much, but when they do, they have a good time and they enjoy each other. All right, so we said Dorit is still doing therapy to help manage her anxiety. So that's great for her. Hope she continue this journey, and more power to her to get through the hurdle that she went through. Because I know it does take a while for you to get over something traumatic that happened to you. So it's great that she continue doing the work, and it will get better. Okay. And Cal mentioned that her niece Paris Hilton getting married, and she has a 3-day wedding. I said that's too much. They got the money, so that's fine and dandy. But the wedding, yes, the celebration of the wedding is like 1 day, but the marriage is one of the more important. So why are we wasting all this money of having 3 days wedding and stuff like that? I would say, listen, I'm only come for 1 day and that's it. Unless it's a vacation and I'm on vacation, I can enjoy all 3 days. That's fine. But I don't know. And this is all expense paid because I'm paying all this stuff like that. All this traveling, they do for hotels for 3 nights. But I was saying, listen, enjoy the moment, but 3 days? Like, come on now. So she having a day, and then she also mentioned that her daughter got engaged. So she didn't even mention at Paris wedding. So she she put her ring behind her finger like this, so people can't see her engagement. And then I think she told her mother later on. So that was the major thing that happened in this episode that I can discuss. That was it. That was the one. Now the rest of the episode was mainly about the talk, the discussion, and this dark comment. Right? So Cal and Crystal sat down and they talk. And Crystal made it clear that she is not going to repeat what was said. And I was like, listen, yes, it's her right if she don't want to say it, but it's also like you don't say something like that out there and then expect people not to want to ask you what was said. You can't say, "Oh, somebody told me this about you," and your natural reaction, someone's natural reaction will ask, "What was said about me?" Period. So if you say something was dark, whether it was really dark, that it was really damaging, it's really like something out of the norm of suddenly it was said that could hurt her relationship with Garcelle, then you have to say it because you can't put it out there and then expect the people not to think about it and not to worry what was the comment, because you alluded to that it was problematic. You said it was forgivable. You said it was problematic. You said that you and Sutton talked about this and y'all went past that, but yet at that moment you brought this right back up and threw Sutton in the bus, and now you don't want to say it. So she told Cal, listen, we can move forward for me and you. So can you validate my feelings? Like, can you understand if I have feelings, can you not invalidate them and not dismiss my feelings? Cal said, okay, I could do with that. But Cal said, can you also like be more open and direct to us and let us know how you feel and not be closed off and shut out? And Crystal said she could do that. But Cal also said, you doing gaslighting. And I said, Cal, you're not really using the word gaslighting. The gaslighting is alter the perception of someone's reality. And unless you telling Crystal that what she heard or what she experienced at that night, at that time, was not true, then that's kind of gaslighting. And you say that Crystal saying something, she want to say something, that's not gaslighting. You're not using the word right at the end of the day. Right? So debunk that. It's not gaslighting. But at the same time, like you put something out there and you leave it open, that's kind of messy, Crystal. Because now everybody was like, what's going on? You're trying to insinuate something about Sutton that could be damaging. What, is she's the big R? Is it big R, the racist word? No, I will say that one time. Big R, racist. And that's it. It's just that. Is she discriminatory? Is she prejudiced? Like, what is it? Like, you had to say something. Like, if you don't want to say it, like, what's the point of you bringing this up? Now, you made it clear. You don't want to repeat it. Okay, you don't want to repeat it, but something got to tell us something. One of you got to tell us. Either Southern going to tell us or Crystal going to tell us. But one of y'all have to tell us what was the conversation so we could fill in the blanks. So that was that. So Garcelle and Sutton sat down and they had a discussion. And they sat down and Sutton told Garcelle what was said. She said, we was talking, we went past this, we moved forward. So I'm just like kind of bummed out why it was brought up all of a sudden about me. And I was not there. And we hashed that differences and we settled it. So Garcelle said, if that's the case, that's not your friend. So this was the statement. This was Sutton said that could, and it seemed like it was confirmed by Crystal, or at least Crystal they denied it or kind of checked her at the dinner table later on. So the conversation was about the pool. It wasn't a conversation where Sutton said she don't see color. Whether y'all think that's problematic or not, it is what it is. I'm not debating that because I did not see that scene. So if y'all saw that scene, y'all tell me how y'all felt when she said that, okay? But she's like, I don't see colors, I don't see race, I don't see that. I mean, Sutton, I know people classic who don't go through the turmoil or hardship like us go through, could obviously would say some type of statement like that. But for you to say you don't see that, it's clear prevalent as part of this society. Now, you may not treat us badly as your counterparts, but you have to know that racism exists in this country. And that's like that. So that's what it is. But in Southern case, she thinks everyone is equal. It's all in one. And it's not that. It's not that. But at the same time, we all could live in harmony in some way, shape, or form. If you let it, even though it's hard, but you can let it. You can form friendships and bonds with different people from different cultures and ethnic backgrounds and racial backgrounds. You could. So the pool party was Crystal Sutton said at that scene, and Bravo played the playback that she said she has a daughter and she was in the pool with her Chinese friend, and then she said her Indian friend, and then she said black friend, and some other different ethnic backgrounds and racial friends in the group. And I said, I don't want to see that. This is how the world should be. We should be all harmony. We should be all together and join itself and not be separated. That's what I'm getting what Sutton is saying, that her daughter had different friends and different background groups, and that's how it should be. So Crystal said in that scene that I understand that, but do you see it's a problem there? And I was like, what is the problem? I don't see any issue what Sutton said. If y'all understand Crystal, y'all let me know. I mean, I don't know if I could think about Crystal. I was like, what Crystal trying to allude to in that aspect of what? Her white friends, her white daughter having friends. And it's like, oh, you considering that since Sutton could be the big R, that she's teaching her daughter, it's like, oh, well, no, my daughter is not an R because she had this type of friends. But in actuality, she could still be one, even though she had the type of friends. So I don't know if that's the intent that Crystal was thinking about. That could be problematic. Why you feel like, oh, so you justifying that you can't be that because you teach your daughter to have different friends. I don't know. It's weird, but at the same time, I don't see that as problematic. I don't really see that as dark. So what Garcelle said, that's what you said? She said, that's all I said. That's what you said. That's all I said. She said, I said, what? If that's the case, if this is what you said, and she alluded to something like that, and making it seem like you is the big bad and was going to destroy every friendship, then that's not your friend. You got to watch your back. And now I also saying the same thing. I was like, what is going on here? Because I would say, unless the Bravo, you have the footage. If more was said, tell us. Show us. So the girls is going to Punta de Mita, Mexico. It's a girls' trip. And, PK told Dory to do that with the ladies. He said, okay. So Diana volunteered to get a private jet for the ladies. I said, okay. I mean, that's a plus of having a rich person. Oh, I did mention, I forgot Diana's story. Diana did mention about that she had 3 kids right now. And the youngest, I don't think 1 or 2 years old. And she was the baby, the youngest one, I think like 1 or 2 years old. When that baby was 5 months, she did get pregnant with a baby boy. But when she went to the doctor and everything and get checked up, she realized, and I don't think she really noticed that the baby was dead inside of her. So it was a miscarriage. And I know it's a very hurtful, it's a very sad and hurtful thing to go through. So more power to Diana, push through it. I know it hurts her to even know that the baby was dead inside of her, and had a miscarriage that late in her pregnancy and stuff like that. So she says she wanted another one, but she's not going to force it. It's not a plan to have it. She's just going to let life be. And if it happens, it happens. Other than that. And she don't want to leave it as an odd number, as 3 children. She want to have another one to make it even. But she just got to let life plans itself. I mean, she can't plan it now. She just got to let life lead. If it happens for her, happen for her. Other than that. I wanted to mention that because I didn't want to forget that Diane's story. Now, she did the private jet for the ladies, so they got to Mexico and they're going to check in their rooms. And they was going to come down later on and to have a dinner. And this is where they had more discussion at the dinner. So Lisa mentioned that it haven't really hit her yet because it's only been 2 days. And usually when something passes away, it takes you a while. It takes some people a while to even process it. So they're just going through life. Lisa Renner actually made it to the trip because she said, you know what, I got to be with my girls. My mother wanted me to be here, and she would have hate me or haunt me if I decided not to go on this trip. My mother was like, I'm going on a trip, and her husband told her to go. So it's like, hey, she going. So It was a great celebration. They say your mother lived to 93 years old, so it's a great celebration to even. It's a great celebration. She lived a long life. I know it's hurtful, but at the same time, she lived it, and it's you should be proud that she lived it. And Lisa Rinna said, "Yeah, she does. She does," and that's that. So now it's like Lisa Rinna said, "I've been going for a week, so what did I miss?" The awkward silence. And Sutton said, "Well, you missed my store event." She said, "Yeah, I did miss it and everything. It was very successful, but then it got quiet again." And I said, "Damn, where's this long silence?" So nobody want to speak it because it's like it's heavy. So Sutton said, "It's okay." So something was discussed behind my back when I was not there and everything, and they said, "Well, yes, you was told and everything. This was the night before y'all stunning event. So y'all just had discussion without her being there, and then Sutton was told what happened the next day about that." So Sutton's upset and she's pissed because you say you insinuating something and you trying to assassinate my character, and you trying to do that twice. I think that's the last time was last year and this one this year. And you trying to do this twice, and I'm upset because what you trying to do? This is the second time you trying to put me in a bad situation. I grew up in love, and I love my family with love, and you come my household is built in love, and I'm not that type of person. So you say something that's dark and something dangerous, that's not me. So what we getting at? And I'm upset that you insinuating something. Now here go fake victim. Fake victim is like, I'm in awe, and I'm in awe. Like it's just like the same thing happened to me last year. It is so crazy. I said, no, it's not the same thing, fake victim. It's not the same thing. Suddenly was questioning you of what was going on in the blogs. So she was questioning you. She was assassinating the character. So she was asking you questions based on what was put out there and see what's true or not. That's not assassinating your character. Now, what Crystal is doing is trying to assassinate Sutton's character because she's saying something that Sutton said was dark, which is a dangerous kind of connotation of saying that Sutton is reckless with the mouth and she could be racist. Like fake victim said, "Oh, you trying to insinuate she's racist?" Like that's what it was. And I was saying, I don't know. So she's like, "Nah, what are you trying to do?" So Sutton's upset. She said, "Listen, I'm trying to sit up, but you have a habit of, you had a history, you have a pattern of doing this, of making lies about your friends, and then you want to play the victim like, yeah, they don't listen, and then your friendships ended because of you." And I was like, oh, now Lisa Rinna said in her confession was like she knew what Sutton was talking about because she heard it herself too, but she wouldn't bring it out there. But they say it's an atmosphere that Crystal go around doing this. Like she make lies about her peoples that she's supposed to be friends with, to shun them, to get to the better status, or what high up, they've been in crowd with the rich crowd. I don't know. Maybe that's what it was. I don't know. That's what Crystal's doing. But Crystal shuts down like she normally does sometimes. And she said, no, that's not what it is. And then Cal busts in, and then Cal trying to bring it in and try to suit her. And I said, Cal, just be quiet. But so what's going on? So everybody trying to figure out what was going on, and Dory chimed in, and Diana was saying something, and it's like a lot of people were saying something. So Sutton finally told the whole rest of the group what was said, and she said it was the pool event. Now I can't remember. I said, okay, the one that she witnessed was they, "Are you that girl?" statement, in which I don't see color. That was a Cal witness. Cal was not there in the conversation with the Crystal and Sutton at the pool party, the pool conversation. So she only know what was said based on what Sutton told her. And she don't think that statement was dark. Now Garcelle heard it and she said, that was it. That's not dark. That's not nothing bad with that. Now when she said it to the group, even the ladies was like, okay, but that was it. It was more to it. Now Crystal didn't correct her or said that's not what it was. That's not what I was talking about. No, no, no. So I was like, if it was more to that, that's what I asked at the beginning of the episode. Did she confirm it or deny it, or at least add more details of that statement? If it was more to that, that was your chance, Crystal, to say it, because Sutton opened up the doors and said what her statement is. Now it could be you saying no, that's not what's said. You said actually this, but now you want to hold on to your truth and say, I'm not going to repeat what I heard. But if that was Sutton said, and you didn't say, oh no, that wasn't it. So I guess I'm believing as a viewer, that was a statement. If that was a statement, that I want y'all to tell me what was problematic about that. Because she's even excited, Crystal asked Garcelle, do you think that was problematic what she just said? She said no, because when you insinuated it was something more to that. And heavy and dark. And it was that, and that was the only thing you referencing to, that I'm trying to understand what was problematic or what was so dark for you that make us feel like it was something more to it. And if it's that's the statement, and that's you're not gonna add anything more, then you need to explain why you feel that was dark. Now Sutton said that statement. You have a chance to say why you feel that's problematic. Leave this discussion open and let us understand your mindset. Because you don't want people to invalidate your feelings. Let us see your viewpoint and your mindset of that said statement that Sutton revealed to the group. You have the door. It's open now. Say it. All right, y'all? That was my review of Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. Tell me how y'all feel about this episode. Like I said, I ain't trying to make this long. I don't want y'all giving y'all opinions and down below in the comment section. Once again, please follow my social media, subscribe to my channel if you enjoyed this video, and all my also contacts on my other contents of my channel. Mr. 14, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you'll be notified for all my videos. My socials, Instagram, Mr. Grow, my Twitter, Mr._Grown, and my Discord. I'm very active on that, as well as some other ones. And the link is in the description box down below. Okay? I'll talk to you all later.